Hello boys, girls, cats and kittens. Welcome back to Thailand on the beach with me, Santon. How are you all doing out there? Well, that's good to hear. How am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. Anyway, let me apologise for not being on for a couple of weeks. Life has just got in the way of life, unfortunately. Anyway, that's led me on to my new project, which is this. So at the side of the house, we've got this room that I'm going to turn into my YouTube area and editing suite. And the good news is you go through the doors, there's a patio. So the good thing is I have an inside space and an outside space. So after the intro, I come back and I'll show you what we use for paint, what we're using for decor, and the equipment we're going to use. And you could drop me a note in the comments below to tell me how you would have done slightly differently and what sort of equipment you would have used. And at the end, I'll give you all the costings. Anyway, see you on the side of the intro, everyone. Bye.
Hello everyone and welcome back from the intro. Need to make a couple of apologies before we get started. Firstly, yes, I've had my hair cut and I've changed my top, so my continuity is not up to much. Secondly, I do apologise for any background noises you might be experiencing. Only today is hotter than a ladyboy's gusset, so I've had to shove the fan on. I will try to do something in the editing. And also I apologise boys, girls, cats and kittens because Wood's got a bit of a potty mouth. Anyway, I have promised I'm going to show you how I turn my side room into my YouTube, podcast, editing and my main office. So without further ado, let's get started. So you can see by the before and after photographs what I've accomplished. Now the space I had was very narrow, so I needed to make it multifunctional. So if I was doing podcasts or if I was just doing face shots or I was editing, I needed to make sure that the space worked, and I think I did quite well. Now at the end of this, I'm going to show all the costings that I had. Now you can see the room is very narrow. It's only about 3.5 meters by 2 meters. So we needed to lighten the walls up slightly, give it more warmth. So the colour I would have normally used is a Manhattan grey for this, but I couldn't find that in Thailand, so I've used an N6 400 grey. Now this paint is by Four Seasons. I've never used it before, but I was very impressed. The paint went on the walls extremely well. We had to do about 3 coats in some areas, but yeah, it was simple. And yeah, good paint, and I'd probably use this again. You can see by this picture, the original colour on the right hand side of the picture to the grey that we put on, you can definitely see that the colour has lifted it and made the room slightly warmer. After we were happy with the paint on the walls, we needed to work out what we could do with the soundproofing to soften it all down. So we actually brought some curtains with us, and the only thing we had to do was go buy some curtain rails on either side. As you can see, the curtains we brought with us were a grey and a yellow, so that kind of went in extremely well. I was very pleased with the outcome of that. It looked really nice once they were up. Now the side windows are a bit more tricky. Again, we needed a grey colour, but also we needed them sort of transparent because we needed the natural light to sort of flood through from that area and the patio doors. The reason for that is then that would mean we'd have less lights, less studio lights, so we could just use what we had to hand. And of course, we had to put something on the floor, so we bought this rug from IKEA and it works extremely well. Because of the lack of space in the room, and we needed to make it multifunctional, and I was hoping to invite guests in to do sort of podcasts and stuff like that, so I needed to make sure the furniture wasn't over big. So we came across this chair and the table, and this works extremely well because I can turn my desk around and have the patio doors behind me and have these 2 chairs and table in front of me, and then I can then be talking to my guests. Alternatively, if it's just one guest and myself, I can then sit on one chair, the guest can sit on the other chair, and for that I've got radio mics, so that will work extremely well. The next thing I had to look at was whether I wanted to have a traditional sit-down desk or a stand-up desk, and I came across this stand-up desk, and this is very, very functional, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So this picture is a bit of a side-on view. So the desk is called Furradek, and it comes with 2 stools. Now to confess that the stools are a little bit hard, and I did eventually have to go buy a cushion for it, but standing up and sitting down, it's very, very functional. I'm really, really pleased that I bought it. The next thing I needed was to have a sort of studio mic. I looked around Thailand or Bangkok for some mics. Some of them were very, very cheap. They felt cheap, plasticky, no weight to them at all, and I felt like I could break them at any instant. However, I came across this one, which was a Seeker x400 kit professional streaming microphone. pleased with it. As I say, I'll do an unboxing for you at some stage, but this was about 2,290. I don't know if that was over the odds, but I'm extremely happy with it, and the sound content is rather great. I was in IKEA. I bought this light, which works again extremely well. It does what it says on the tin. It's Stankogen. If you want me to do an unboxing or to go into further details about this, please leave a note in the comment. I'll come and take a look. My main light is this one, which is an LED professional photography fill light, and again it's functional. It sits behind my monitor and it shines down, so it's perfect. I've also got a light above me which shines down. We've changed the bulb, we've made the bulb a little bit stronger, but I think it works extremely well. And what office wouldn't be complete without a book stand? And again, it's by the same company that provided the desk, which is Furradek. As lighting is also important, I've got a desk light, this one here. I bought this from the UK. It's not to everybody's taste, but again, I put a different bulb in there just to brighten it up a bit. I'll show you what the bulb is next. So the bulb I put in there was a Philips. I believe there's other brands available. This is a 9-watt LED, and it's supposed to have 88% energy saving. And again, as it says there, it's a cool daylight bulb. So I've got 3 lights in total. So I've got this one here, and I've got a stand-up light, which I'll show in a minute, and then one on the other table. So I bought 3 bulbs to go with those that I can put on my phone for an app, and I can make the bulbs exactly the same colour, so they're all married up. So this is a standard light that sits behind me. This is a standing light that sits by the side of my desk, and this is a table light that sits above my drawers. As I say, each of these have 3 bulbs that you can change the colours to, so you can make it as warm or as dark as you want. So these are the bulbs. They're Lambton Smart Smart Bluetooth bulbs. And again, once you put them into the lights, they will start flashing, and then you can then get the app, and then you can then download the app, and then you can then make the app marry up to the bulbs. Fantastic. As I say, you can change the colours to get the mood that you want for your room. And of course, plants are important, because otherwise all you'll end up looking like is a reception area to a hospital or a dentist or your doctor's surgery. So you needed to add plants, which we did, to make it sort of more homely feel and more of an office type feel. So put a few plants in there. So there's this one, and there's this one, and of course we put some other desk ones. So the one on the left hand side is the one I've got on the table behind me. I've got a couple of desk ones, this one here that sits in front of the light, which is the dog, and also of course the orchid, and also art. So obviously an office or a room isn't, yeah, again, it's all taste, isn't it? So I don't know if my picture tastes are yours, but you can decorate it how you want with art. Yeah, so this is a slide of everything completed. I'm really happy with the way it all came out. I'm going to bung a video on it next and have a quick walk around for you. So let's look at the costs. So the desk and stool and bookcase came up to 2,800 baht. The rug from IKEA was 1,490. The Stankogen light, which sits above the monitor, was 399. The LED professional fill light, which I have behind the monitor, was 1,584 baht. The LED bulbs for the 3 lights came up to 1,194 baht. The LED bulb that sits in there, which was a Philips one, was 129 baht. The curtain poles were 698. The table with the 2 chairs were 2,009 baht. Plants and pot holders and stands were about 3,000 baht, but I'm sure if you travel or shop around, you can probably do a little bit better. Then that takes us then to the Seeker 400 kit microphone, which was 2,900 baht. Paint and brushes and sheeting tape to go on the floor was 2,000 baht. So in total I spent 17,593 baht. In UK at the exchange rate of 46.77, that's about £376 14p, and about 480 euros. US dollars 480, and in euros is 444.32. Again, I must point out that the curtains and the pictures, the lights, the laptop, the keyboards are not included in these items because we bought them with us. And again, it's all about your own costings and how you get around it. Interestingly, light's also subversive is the fact there's a guy on YouTube, and I'll put a link in the description. He makes his own lights, very rudimentary, but I'm sure they will work. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will then see you the other side. Anyway, see you again soon. Yeah, please like and subscribe because it helps with the algorithms apparently.